What's going on? Rob here, Trev2323. I'm 2 weeks into having my indoor pond set up right here, so I wanted to go over a little bit on how it's going along. We had a party here, so I had this actually all rolled up really nice and everything, and everybody really liked this, so that was pretty cool. This is my Chicago basement. I left the lights on so people can see what's going on. Right now I'm draining it. I'm doing a partial change, so I actually got the pond pump that I use that goes up into the filter. I have it still pumping all the water out here into the filter, but I went ahead, I'll show you that in a little bit. Let me get back to that. Let me get back to what's going on over here. Okay, well, my peppers, I actually have baby peppers still growing. Some of my jalapenos are turning red already, so that's pretty good because I want to try to make a red jalapeno hot sauce. I made a green one already. My Tabascos are still turning, turning colors. They're still growing. Like I said, there's some baby jalapenos coming, so let's see how good those are. I don't see any more baby Tabascos, but this is new growth over here. But I don't see any baby Tabascos, but I do got some new growth. Like I said, the jalapenos seem to be doing fine. I really don't water them until they get like really dry and sad. My mint is growing. Some of the vines are growing straight up, I mean, to try to reach the light, so that's cool. My ghost peppers, I noticed if it's high, they're going to try to get really tall and lean over. I'll stake them up. I just want to try to have them hold over the winter, but there is new growth on my ghost pepper, so that's cool. Cilantro really don't make a good inside unless you have the light directly on it. I'm going to get the camera and get it closer so you can see how the water looks after 2 weeks. Okay. 2 weeks with the water, and actually it's still just a little bit yellowish but still pretty clear, but I'm going to do a partial right now because I have time. The pump is in there and it's pumping up the PVC pipe into the filter. Now I got the filter open because I took the cartridges out of there, the ones that I use. The cartridges are the ones for like the Penguin power filters. I got like 9 of them in there. I took them out because I rinsed them out in the sink to spray them. But it pumps into here, then it just overflows in here back into the pond. But I wanted to show you is, this is my overflow that I set up. This is an actual bulkhead, but I always caulk around the bulkhead. And it goes down and up to right here is actually solid, you know, built into there, plumbed in there right. This little nipple that I got going into the plastic pipe, that's what I got for my, to just overflow into my standpipe in the house. But what I do is after it's empty and after I rinse this out, it overflows in there. It don't overflow into the pond. I mix this up so a lot of the crap gets out of there. I close this off and then I reverse it. I'll show you in a little bit. I grab the pond pump, and in my basement sink I put a 5-gallon bucket in there. I put the pond pump in there so I can have the hot and cold running, and then pump that water with the hose back into here. So I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But 2 weeks into this, and it actually is still coming along pretty good. I mean, still running pretty good. It's still filtering really good. The fish, there's a noticeable difference in the fish. I mean, they're like they appear to have grown actually. The little ones got a little bit bigger. It's pretty crazy. But I'll keep you posted in a little bit when I'm refilling it. Bye. Okay, I want to show you this. I'm trying to get it in the light where you can see it here. But this is the way you got to do regular maintenance on your pond. You can see this. All the crud that gets in the filter. Oh, you can't really see it from back there. Let me see it like this. Let me get closer up here. Sorry about that, everybody. All the crud that builds up in the filter. I'm going to go ahead and clean this out, pull all this out right here. It still works. The irony is it still works, but you just don't get as much flow. Clean this out, and I use like a little pick, and I pick all the stuff out the filter, and then I put it in a bucket in the sink to put the water back in here. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now after I clean this. And I don't got the sponge in there because if you leave the sponge in there, what happens is, I mean, every 2 or 3 days with this much fish, that sponge just completely gets filled up, and you'd lose all your water pressure. So this way right here, it could go for like 2 weeks. But I'm going to show you how I fill the pond up before my battery dies. Okay, I want to show you, these are the little tools that I use to clean out the filter. So all the stuff that goes in there, you pick these up at Harbor Freight. They're like $1 or $2. And it really gets in there pretty good to pull all the muck and stuff out of the filter. So this is how I clean out the inside of the filter. I know I'm gonna have to be getting a spare filter because, believe it or not, this is a Harbor Freight pump. I'm not filter, pump. This is a Harbor Freight pump, and this thing been running for at least a 1.5 years straight every day. But about every 2 weeks, sometimes I do slack, sometimes every 1.5 months. I go and I clean it out and I do my partial water change. But the won't do my partials on the inside during the winter, but on the outside it just flows constantly flows, and about maybe once a month I go ahead and clean it. Alright, so I'll show you how to do fill the pond up now. Okay, I'm in my laundry room here. This is the pump. I don't got the guard on it right now because it's going to be fresh water, clean water going into it, so they don't really need the guard. And I got just the regular plastic pipe, not plastic pipe, plastic tubing. It goes from my laundry room all the way to the pond, which is only the next room over. But then what I do is all I do is put this in a 5-gallon bucket. I make sure there's water in there before I turn the pond on, and then I just let it run. Now you got to keep an eye on it every now and then, because this pump will pump the water faster than what is coming in from the sink. But this right here is how I refill my pond. It takes a while, but like I said, you got to keep an eye on it though, because if your pump is pumping, it's a bigger pump, it pumps faster than the water comes out the sink. But this is how you could control the temperature of the water that you're filling your pond with. And then if it drains too fast, all you do is unplug your pump, let it fill up again. And like I said, this hose goes all the way over to the pond. Well, that's how I fill it. Alright, talk to you later. Bye. Okay, this is the hose coming from the next room over into the pond. And like I said, you could control the temperature, and that's how fast the pond is shooting it out. Well, what I'm going to do right now is take this, I'm going to put this in my filter so I can fill my filter up first and know that that's filled up, so then this way when this is to the depth I want it, I could go ahead and shut it off. Because if not, if you get this to the depth you want it, then put your pump on, don't forget you're going to have to fill all that up with water. Alright, well, hopefully you learned something today, or taught you something, or gave you some ideas. Alright, thank you. Bye.